On March 8, 2014, a Malaysia Airlines plane took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport bound for Beijing. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members. The Boeing 777-200ER took off at 12:41 a.m., and shortly after, the pilots reported that all was well. But less than an hour later, at 1:22 a.m., air traffic control tried to contact the pilots of the Malaysia Airlines plane, but there was no reply. The plane had vanished from radar. This is what we know about the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. In this episode of the documentary series, I will tell you everything you need to know about the disappearance of MH370. As the plane was flying over the South China Sea, the crew of MH370 turned off the aircraft transponder, which is used by air traffic control to track planes. This caused the blip representing the plane on the radar to disappear. But military radars in the region continued to track the plane's path. And here's where things get really weird. Instead of continuing on its way to Beijing, the plane changed course and headed west. Someone or something had diverted the plane from its flight path. With no way to contact the plane and no indication of where it had gone, authorities knew very little about the fate of MH370 and those on board. It would be almost 2 weeks before any debris from the plane was found, leading to one of the largest search operations in aviation history. In total, 16 nations and countless volunteers spent billions of dollars searching for the missing plane. But despite the massive effort, the main wreckage of MH370 has still not been found. So what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? That's the question that has stumped investigators for nearly 9 years. There are many theories, but no one knows for sure. Some believe that there was a mechanical failure or a fire on board the plane. Others believe that one of the pilots deliberately crashed the plane, either killing themselves and the passengers intentionally or accidentally during a botched suicide attempt. Still, others believe that the plane was hijacked or that someone deliberately diverted the plane to an unknown location. Some even believe that the plane was hit by a missile or that it was the victim of a cyber attack. As time went on, the search for MH370 expanded to cover a larger area of the Indian Ocean. Investigators focused on 2 specific areas where the plane may have crashed. The first was a remote area of the Indian Ocean known as the Seventh Continent, an area with no land for thousands of miles. The second area was closer to the coast of Australia. While the search was going on, pieces of debris from the Boeing 777 began washing up on islands in the Indian Ocean. At first, these pieces of debris were just that, pieces of debris. They didn't tell us much about what had happened to the plane. So if the plane crashed into the ocean, why hasn't the wreckage been found yet? The answer, unfortunately, is that no one really knows. It's possible that the plane broke apart in midair, which would explain why the wreckage has never been found. Another possibility is that the plane is buried deep in the mud at the bottom of the ocean, which would make it very difficult to locate. But there is one thing that we know for sure: the plane did crash. And that was confirmed in 2015 when 3 pieces of debris from MH370 washed up on the shores of Reunion Island. The debris was positively identified as coming from the plane through a combination of visual inspection and scientific testing. Since then, more pieces of debris have been found, bringing the total number of confirmed pieces to over 150. While these pieces of debris have helped to confirm the fate of the plane, they haven't given us any new clues as to what really happened to it. It's been almost 9 years since MH370 disappeared. And while we may never know what really happened to it, we can at least take comfort in the fact that the families of those on board are still searching for answers. As for the world, we're left with one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. What really happened to Flight MH370? If you have any information about this case, please contact the authorities. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.